In previous class we discussed about the what is the effect of dilution to the weak and strong electrolytes. So in this class also we will see more details of the strong and weak electrolytes. So effect of dilution. You know what is the meaning of dilution in from our previous video, and here effect of dilution upon dilution. That means what you are doing here, you are taking one beaker, in that beaker you are taking the 1 centimeter cube or 1 ml of the any solution. That means in that solution you are added some sodium chloride, and here there is a battery connected to this solution. That means plus sign and minus sign were present for the battery. So upon dilution, what will happen? Volume will increase. That means you are adding another 1 ml of the 1 ml of water. That means solvent you are adding. So here dilution is increasing. That means volume will be increases. So volume will be increases means what will happen here? Upon dilution, molar conductance increases. Obviously it will increase, right? So how the molar conductance will increase? So here molar conductance, here I can represent with the molar conductance is equals to some kappa specific conductance into volume. That means you are increasing the volume you are increasing. That means the separation between the ions will be increases. Whatever the ions will be present here, the separation between these two ions will be increases. That means easily they can accommodated on the cathode. This is the cathode and this is anode. So it is simple one. So upon dilution, molar conductance of an electrolyte will be increases. So next thing is variation of equivalent conductance. So here variation of equivalent conductance with concentration and dilution. So concentration and dilution we will see here. So for both there are two types of electrolytes were there: strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. So strong electrolytes are those electrolytes which dissociate 100% dissociation takes place in the solution. But weak electrolyte, they are partially dissociated in the solution, so those are called weak electrolyte. So here for both the strong and for both the strong and weak electrolytes upon dilution, what about the volume? Upon dilution, the volume will be increasing. That means molar conductance or equivalent conductance are increases. Equivalent conductance increases. Equivalent conductance is increases. Why it is increases? That means there is a separation between the ions will be increases. Obviously they are easily accommodated at the cathode or anode. So here equivalent conductors increases. So when we plot a graph between for strong electrolytes, the extrapolation of the curve. That means if you draw the graph between equivalent conductance versus concentration, root C towards the y-axis gives the infinite dilution. So towards infinite dilution. So infinite dilution gives, so towards y-axis, so y-axis it will give the lambda naught, or we can say it as lambda infinite dilution. So what is the meaning of this? We can represent with the graphical methods. So if I draw a graph between what are the x-axis, the graph between lambda root c means if I draw the graph between here, if you see the graph x-axis, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis versus conductance, concentration versus conductance. See, this is the point where it is for the strong electrolyte, upon decreasing the concentration, this value will be increases, means upon decreasing the concentration, upon decreasing here your starting point, so you are decreasing the concentration. So how you are decreasing the concentration? By adding more amount of the solvent. So when you are decreasing the concentration, the increases the equivalent conductance will be increases, conductance here increasing. But in the case of if you see this is for strong electrolyte, for weak electrolyte, this is also increases upon diluting the solution. This is conductance increases, but we cannot draw a line, we cannot extrapolate this graph, because it cannot completely dissociate. So this point we call it as infinite dilution, that point where the infinite dilution will takes place. So for the strong electrolyte, we can find out the conductance at infinite dilution, but weak electrolytes we cannot find out. We cannot find out the we cannot extrapolate this one, and we cannot say that here is the conductance for the weak electrolyte, because if you see the weak electrolyte cannot dissociate completely, it cannot dissociate. Example is example for the weak electrolyte is CS3COOH. There is a equilibrium exists between the CS3COO minus and H plus. So here initially the concentration of the CS3COOH is the C, and here it is 0 0 at equilibrium. If you take the at equilibrium, it is C minus C alpha when it is C alpha and C alpha. So here you can find out the Ka is equals to concentration of the C alpha into concentration of the C alpha by C into C minus C alpha. So here if you find out the Ka value is equals to here C into C minus C alpha, C minus C alpha. So C square alpha square by C, if you common it, then 1 minus alpha. So C will get cancelled. C alpha or C square alpha square by C is equals to Ka. So here if you write here C will get cancelled. So C alpha square Ka is equals to C alpha square, and alpha is equals to root Ka by C. This is the alpha value. So degree of dissociation will be depends upon the Ka value. So degree of dissociation is depends upon the Ka value. If it is K degree of dissociation, if it is directly proportional to the square root of 1 by C, this is the alpha value. So degree of dissociation will depends on the root C value. So when we draw the graphs between the strong electrolytes, weak electrolytes separately, that will come like this. If you see the graph for the strong electrolyte, so this is the y-axis lambda C, and x-axis this is the root C. If you take, so here if you draw the graph between these two, strong electrolyte, as I told you, I am starting here high concentration, means first of all my concentration of the solution is 1 molar. 2 coming here it is 0 molar, so 0.9 I am coming 0.9. Then concentration decreasing, concentration is decreasing, that means this conductance will be increasing. Obviously, as I told you previously, it will increase, but 100% dissociation we cannot say, but we can say that we can extrapolate this graph, and here we will get the what is the value we will get. This value will give the infinite dilution conductance of the infinite dilution. Molar conductors are equivalent conductance at infinite dilution, so you can write as infinite dilution. Beyond this we cannot conduct the solution. So this is for the strong electrolytes, which means electrolyte. That means electrolyte means is there any ionizable material or compound. So strong, that is completely alpha is equals to 1 for this one, means it is completely 100% dissociation into the solution. So it is 100% dissociation. So 100% dissociation into solution, that is we can say strong electrolytes. What is the meaning of strong electrolyte? The alpha value is 1 and 100% dissociation. Reactants is completely going to be products. So but for the weak electrolyte there is a exist of equilibrium, that means lambda c is equals lambda c, and this is graph between root c. I can say here also root c. So here is the root c value. So when you draw the graph between, here is the 1 molar, you can take the 1 molar and you decrease the you are decreasing the concentration, that means it is increasing. So it is increasing and finally you will get here. So this is, we cannot extrapolate this graph because 100% dissociation cannot be takes place, that is depends on the Ka value. So this is a weak electrolyte. So here is a weak electrolyte. What is the meaning of weak electrolyte? Weak electrolyte is alpha is not equals to 1, alpha is not equals to 1, and 100% dissociation does not takes place into the solution. 100% dissociation does not takes place. So this is the meaning of the strong and weak electrolyte. But how can we find out the we can find out the conductance of this weak electrolytes? That is the main issue. How can we find out the weak electrolyte conductance? Tell me, how can we find out the weak electrolyte? These are not 100% dissociation taking place. Then how can we find out the this weak electrolytes conductance? This is the question. How can we find out this lambda c value for the weak electrolytes? For that only there is a scientist called Kohlrausch. So Kohlrausch law, that's where we can apply the Kohlrausch law to evaluate the lambda naught infinite values, lambda naught or lambda naught, we can say infinite dilution conductance. At infinite dilution we can find out the value of the lambda naught of weak electrolyte is calculated indirectly by using this Kohlrausch law. So this is the use of the Kohlrausch law. So according to the Kohlrausch law, what he says, at infinite dilution, each ionic species is there are cation or anion, means what are elements are present in the ionized state. There is a cation and there is an anion. If you take the sodium chloride, then this is cation, this is anion. At infinite dilution, cation anion contributes a fixed value of ionic conductance. Simple law, it is ionic conductance. That means there is a conductance, this produces conductance due to the sodium plus ion as well as Cl minus ion. That is the meaning. Conductance towards equivalent conductance. I am not writing totally, there is a equivalent conductance irrespective of other ion in combination with it, and equivalent conductance of an electrolyte at infinite dilution. So at infinite dilution, that is what is the meaning of this one is the conductance of an electrolyte at infinite dilution. Here remember that infinite dilution, that means infinite times we are adding solvent to the solution. So that is not the meaning here. Infinite dilution means where the dissolution we cannot find out the conductance of the electrolyte. So sum of that is equals to sum of the ionic conductance. Here is ionic conductance of the contributed ions. That means if I want to calculate the electrolyte's conductance AB is there at infinite dilution. Infinite dilution means as I told you now only, for the weak electrolytes I am telling about the weak electrolytes, root C if you draw, then here upon decreasing the concentration, this conductance increases. So upon dilution it is concentration is decreasing, that means conductance is increasing. So it is depends on the individual cation and individual anions conductance at infinite dilution. Infinite means infinite dilution. So if examples of if I write lambda infinity of HCl, what is the meaning of lambda infinity of HCl? That is the equivalent conductance of HCl. That means how can it break? It can be breaked as H plus ions and lambda infinity of Cl minus ions. So this is this lambda is due to the ions, and this is due to the total electrolyte. This is, we call it as electrolyte. It is a strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte, it will completely dissociate, 100% dissociation takes place into the solution. So next thing is, if you take the weak electrolytes, then weak electrolyte, just you write this lambda, and here weak electrolyte is the H3PO4 electrolyte. So at infinite dilution, what are the ions will be present here? Infinite dilution, lambda of H plus lambda infinity of H2PO4 minus. So this is the first ionization of the H3PO4. Next, if you see the lambda infinity of the CS3COOH, these are weak electrolytes. So this depends upon the lambda infinity of CS3COO minus plus lambda infinity of H plus. Like this, if you see the so many electrolytes there, these are the electrolytes conductance. This is the conductance of electrolyte is equals to the sum of the ionic conductance of the individual ions. So this is the conductance due to anion and here is the conductance due to cation. If you add both, then you will get the total conductance of the electrolyte. This is the meaning of the Kohlraasch law. So we will see the applications of the Kohlraasch law. So you know that what is the infinite dilution? Infinite dilution, that means a dilution with 100% dissociation. 100% dissociation is called infinite dilution. Simple it is. So if you see the here, let us assume AX and BY is an electrolyte. AX BY is an electrolyte and it ionizes according to the following equations. So this is this equation you have to remember. So easily you can remember AX and BY is gives rise to, these are the reactants and going to be products. How can it be the products? This is the X, so it is the dissociate into X into a to the power of y plus. Simple it is a crisscross method. This is the cation left side and this is the anion, and X into a to the power of y plus y into b to the power of x minus. So here left side is the cation and right side is the anion. So left side is the cation and right side is the anion, and their coefficients are x and y. So x and y. So here how many grams gram equivalent numbers of the AXBY? 1 gram equivalent number of the AXBY, and here also 1 gram equivalent number of the X and cation and 1 gram equivalent number of anion. But how many moles of the electrolyte here? Moles of the electrolyte is the 1 mole of electrolyte, and here is the X mole of electrolyte, and here it is the Y mole of electrolyte. So here Y mole of electrolyte. So next, if you see, so in these three cases were there, very important cases. These are very important. So case 1. So by in any question paper, if ionic conductance is expressed in question, if you see in the ionic conductance is expressed in the units like ohm inverse, centimeter square, and equivalent inverse. Ohm inverse, centimeter square, equivalent inverse. How can we get, how do we get these units? As previously in previous case, if you see, previously we found out that how the equivalent conductance, that means conductance is equals to kappa into V, that means 1000 by N, that is normality. Normality is equals to number of gram equivalent by V. So this I can write as K into 1000 by N means gram equivalent numbers by V, that means V in ml. So V in ml. So if I write this one, K specific conductance, that is 1 by rho into A by L. So that is 1 by, so if you write the kappa is equals to 1 by R into L by A into V by gram equivalent number in ml into 1000 in ml into 1000 or centimeter cube. So if you write this here, 1 by R is equals to ohm inverse. Here is the length is the centimeter per centimeter square, that is centimeter inverse, and here is the centimeter cube, and here is the equivalent inverse. So centimeters cube and centimeter, that means ohm inverse, centimeter square, equivalent inverse. So this is the units for that is the lambda c, that is the equivalent conductance. So here given in this expression, then directly we can find out the infinite dilution. Infinite dilution, that means a dilution with 100% dissociation will takes place. Ax by is equals to, so lambda a to the power of plus y plus lambda into b to the power of x minus. Example for this one, if I take the lambda infinity of H2SO4, means H2SO4, if you see the cation that is H plus ions, that means H plus lambda into SO4 2 minus. Here lambda is the infinite dilution, SO4 2 minus. But in case 2, if you take the case 2, if you see in case 2, if ionic conductance is expressed in ohm inverse, centimeter square and mole inverse, so ohm inverse, centimeter square, mole inverse. If expressed in ohm inverse, centimeter square, that is molar conductance. So that is molar conductance. So here it is molar conductance, ohm inverse or centimeter inverse or mole inverse. If we given mole inverse, so if given mole inverse, that is we call it as molar conductance, molar ionic conductance. In the molar ionic conductance, here molar ionic conductance mu infinity of Ax by is equals to x into lambda infinity of A plus y into lambda infinity of b x minus. So example, if you take the same example, if you take infinity of H2SO4, if you take this one, then how can I write the equation? W is equals to 2 into lambda infinity of H plus we have to consider the moles here, then plus lambda of infinity of HSO4 2 minus. If you see the case 3, relationship between the conductance and molar conductance. So here relationship between the equivalent conductance and molar conductance. So if you see the equivalent conductance relation is, if you take the equivalent conductance is depends on the normality. So we know that K into 1000 by N, this is the concentration. So here from this also you can say this is the concentration increases, that means the conductance will concentration will increases, means conductance will decrease. If I decrease the concentration, that means conductance will increase. So as simple as that. So here this is the relationship between the normality and molar conductance, equivalent conductance. If you see the molar conductance, molar is equals to K into 1000 by, it depends on the molarity. So what is the molarity? Number of moles of solute present in V liter of the solution. So here if you equalize these two, so if you see, lambda c is equals to k into 1000 by n, and this is mu c, that is molar conductance, is equals to k into 1000 by m. So simply k into 1000 is equals to, k is the specific conductance, is equals to lambda c, and k into 1000 here, lambda c into n, and here it is the 1000 is equals to mu c into m. So these are both are equal, so lambda c into n is equals to mu c into m. So this is the relationship between the molar conductance and equivalent conductance. That is equivalent conductance is equals to molarity by normality into molar conductance So if you remember this equation, you can solve so many problems. If you given molar conductance, then you can solve the equivalent conductance. If ionic conductance expressed in this only, if ionic conductance is expressed in ohm inverse centimeter square mole inverse, centimeter square mole inverse. So ax by is equals to x into a to the power of y plus y into b to the power of x minus. So m is equals to n by xy. So xy, so m by n is equals to 1 by xy. So here m by n is equals to 1 by xy. So from the above equation, lambda c is equals to 1 by xy into mu c, 1 by xy into mu c. So here this is the relation for this one. If you take any examples here, so here if I write the lambda c, that means equivalent conductance of ax by is equals to 1 by y into lambda infinity of a plus y plus 1 by x into lambda infinity of b x minus. So here 1 by ionic conductance is multiplied with the 1 by y, and here molar conductance is multiplied with the 1 by x. So 1 by y, how does it come 1 by y? So here a y plus here xy, previously if you say ax plus ax by, if you see here, the lambda of ax by is equals to x by xy into lambda of infinity at a plus y by xy